Hey guys, it's me. Let's go Michael Jackson here, or Victory Rocks, or my real name, Victoria Arnson, or Victoria Rose Arnson, back again on live YouTube. And today I might tell you two stories today about I didn't think I had the talent of dancing. It started a while days back that I basically was at a church, and at the time I didn't think I could dance like anybody else. I didn't think I had any moves or the works of it. But then, like, when you start singing songs that you grew up with, like as in religious songs, like "Yeah, He Loves Us," "Oh How He Loves Us," one of whatever the songs were. I can't remember them now to this day, but I remember that they were so, I don't know, dull, and they weren't like kind of like uplifting songs. They were kind of like religious songs that just came inside someone's head and be like, okay, we're gonna sing this, 1, 2, 3, go, and everything. Well, when I was in choir, it just felt boring. It just felt boring all of a sudden. So I started to like kind of like move and started to feel a beat inside me that I did not think that would happen. Everybody looked at me weirdly, like, why is she looking? Why is she like moving when there's beat to it really? And I just kept trying to do it. But then my teacher caught me and she said, we don't tolerate different things. We don't tolerate someone trying to move when they're dancing. You're supposed to stay still and just sing, just like everybody else. But I didn't like that. I wanted to be myself. I didn't want to be like everybody else. I didn't want to be like, oh, we're standing there, we're going to be like just right here and not do anything, not move, none of that, because I just felt like it was so insecure and dumb all at the same time. And I tried to like, I tried my best to like not move, but I couldn't help that. Because every time like a song, like a beat or something gets to me, it goes like, gets inside you, your body starts moving, you can't help that. You just can't help it. So then she said it again. And then I just had to say it. I said, I can't help that. This is how I am. I'm not like everybody else. Why can't you let me be who I am instead of just want me to be like everybody else? But she was like, because they'll say something bad to you. They'll say something that nobody wants you to think. And that somebody will say something that you don't want to hear. And after I heard that, I don't know why, I was just believing her lies that weren't even true. Because we were getting ready for the Christmas play or Christmas pageant. And, next thing you know, when a song comes inside you, you can't help but just, move. She tried to correct me so many times, but I kept on doing it. I just kept on moving. Like there was a beat in my soul or a beat inside me. Like nobody else has ever seen before. Even when I was singing, I started kind of like moving a lot more than I thought I would. And she kept like tapping the thing, going like, no, stay in your place, stay in your place. But I didn't listen. I just kept on moving everything. The crowd was like so amazed over it. They were like going like, oh my gosh, what kind of girl is this? And after that, like when the song stopped and then I stopped dancing, they all clapped for me. And I was like, wow, did I really do that? Did I really do something in the history of my life to show what I did? Well, needless to say that it was really crazy, but then I realized I'm not like everybody else. I'm who God made me to be. And it's all because of what songs get inside you, especially Michael Jackson songs. They get inside you, and yet you can't stop but feel the move, feel the beat, feel the groove, all that. You can't help that. You really can't. Because his songs are so sincere. Not just that, but they help people to understand what his messages were. Especially Beat It is like if someone is hurting you, and if someone offers you the other cheek, offer the other one. And he quoted that in the Bible and everything. And I was like, he got that from the Bible? So then I realized he was trying to teach people good things with his songs, that he would teach people about messages. Like all his songs that he did, that are all he wanted to show everyone what they were. And for a long time, I kept wanting to get more and more into songs, as in Michael Jackson songs again, and Christian songs, and tried to make my own songs as the days went along. Well, needless to say, I realized every time a mysterious way, I would get songs stuck in my head, and then I would start dancing, and then some people would be looking at me and say, "Where did you learn that?" And I was like, "It's a gift from God." And then they were like, "That is an amazing gift. You are so different than other people, and you should be happy about it." And what I've realized to this day is that dancing makes me who I am. I'm basically kind of like a shooting star or a firework that just comes out and lets people understand that I have different abilities. I have so many things to inspire so many people, because I have danced so many songs of Michael Jackson that I can't even help that. And that's how I started realizing where I got my passion, and where I realized that was inside me the whole time. But just thinking about it, I couldn't really get it out of me until finally, when you start hearing a beat that you really like, you start moving it to the groove in it and then start dancing to it. Like everybody else would tell me, is that you should just try to be yourself and make sure that you show people who you are instead of just hiding the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But for me, I realized singing Michael Jackson songs, even dancing to his songs, makes me really happy. It feels like a soul inside me. It feels like, in a way, he's still here, even when he's not. I still have a glimpse, a vision of him. And it's just really crazy all at the same time, but I don't get scared from anything. Everyone has seen me do it on live Facebook or my YouTube channels, because I always did it. And I always wanted to show what I love to do and to be passionate about it. Because it's better to show who you are than just be afraid and be I'm so cautious. I don't think nobody will like me. I don't think anybody will understand that I was trying to tell everybody that I know how to dance and everything else. But needless to say, I've realized that is my passion. My passion is basically that, and singing, and a lot of creativity. Because I'm not like those people who would just, feel like if they're really, kind of trying to think of something and they don't know what to do. Well, this is what I would say. If anyone loves songs, like I love so many songs, especially my first song I wrote that my teacher basically helped me with. And I know it's not like I'm not done with writing songs yet, but that's my first song that I'm still trying to think of a dance move for that. Because so many people have told me, what is it going to be about? What is the first song about? The only thing I'm going to say, and not spoil it too much, that it's basically about what God gave me. Because what He gave me was inseparable from anything else I've ever seen or heard. Because I was born with this gift. I was born with it when I was like 5 or even younger. And yet I still dance to this day. I still dance to Michael Jackson songs. Any of his songs that I love. Even I would dance to the songs he did when he was younger. Like the Jackson 5. I'll Be There. Any of those songs. I would dance to any of them. And I would do the robot, all of that, the whole shebang. I would do any of that. But I realized if some people like try to judge you, just don't think about it. If they think you're different in your own unique way, in a good way, then that's okay. But if someone like tries to judge you, just walk it off. Just keep moving on and keep moving forward. It's kind of like what Michael Jackson said in one of his songs of history. Keep moving no higher ground. I know I'm really good at knowing what songs he did because I've sang his songs a lot of times, especially filmed songs from my YouTube. Well, not from my YouTube, but from my Instagram. And it because it was amazing. And I think it's still amazing to this day. But not just that. People don't know this about me. My second story is about that I have a left hand. But I can also use my right hand. You see, I got my left hand from my grandfather when he was like in his 90s. I was like possibly 13 years old. But the sad thing is, we only had to see him in the hospital because he had a stroke in his brain. And he couldn't really move like he used to. He always had to be in the hospital or be in a wheelchair. Anything that had to happen. That's how it happened. I didn't really like going into that hospital, to be honest. Because every time I saw so many people sad, I really wanted to like make them happy, just like Michael Jackson did for little children and people that were sad. He still tried to give them hope, just as God will give people hope. But I've realized it's not easy to try to give someone hope when they're just infuriated or upset because of their lives or anything. But yet I still tried. I still tried when I was 13 years old. to try to be nice to people, say hi, say how's your day, all that, because I just wanted to be nice. Because everybody knows about that Michael Jackson was trying to like help children, always give them presents, always made them feel welcome, always showed them love because of what God gave him inside, even though some people think that he might have just did it just for money, but that's just not true. Because if he just did it for money, that means he would be like those other people I've seen who would be like, no, I just do it for money. I don't care about nobody but just money or myself. But he was definitely not like that, because every time I would see him on YouTube and they would like show memories of what he's done, I realized he was trying to like he would hold little children on his lap, or he would kiss their head, or anything really. But not nothing bad. Especially, I remember like on one of them, he was trying to like one of the kids had a green face. A little boy had a green face. And they said he has a problem with his kidney. And you know, when you have a problem with your kidney, that means something tragic or something bad will happen to them eventually. And some people just don't tolerate that. They like say, no, I gotta do something. Because Michael asked about it, and he said, is he gonna die? He's like, yes, he's gonna die. And he did not tolerate it one bit. He wanted to save this little boy's life because he loved this sweet angel. He called him that. And he tried to make a foundation of Healed World for this little boy. And it took a while, but he still said, I'm not giving up. I'm not letting this child to die. And then finally, he had a liver. I think I meant to say liver, not kidney, but his liver. And he might be still alive to this day, the little boy, but I don't know his name. I forgot. But he made that boy smile with hope in his eyes and sparkles in his eyes. Just so many other people don't even do that. Like, I've seen so many people rather just do drugs, rather just take their lives away, just, oh, I'm going to do this to somebody, or I'm going to just give up on this person. And then next thing you know, oh, I regret it after this, and then you're like, really, you regretted it? But for me, I'm not like those people who just go like, oh, all I do is just care about myself. Because everybody already knows how many accounts I have, and I try to share good things all the time for people who need good things, especially good things in their life. And actually, you know, some people will be kind of like saying to me, why do you love people, or why do you care, or why do you want to help others? To be honest, is because I think it's better to help people than just basically see them suffer just like that. Because I've seen so many people have suffered in their lives. Like, I went through it when I was in high school. I was in special ed. I didn't know why, but I know that God wanted me to help special ed people who had disabilities, who didn't feel like they belonged or anything. Well, there was one of the girls who was in special ed. And the problem is that the thing that she had was like she never could talk. Not just that, but she was allergic to a lot of things. The only things she could eat was possibly yogurt, and I would say, I think it was some raisins or something. These healthy raisins for this girl, because like someone tried to like give her an apple, and she got allergic to it, especially with ice. She can't have most things, and I'm like, that is really sad, because like this girl has a disability, and yet other people don't even and try to help her. I mean, I know her brother does. He tries to help his little sister, his older sister, for that. And not just that, but sometimes if she gets mad, she'll kind of like lose it and kind of scream. And I remember, like, my teacher had to hold her back, like, basically kept her arms kind of like this to make sure she didn't scratch anybody, because for some reason, I don't know why, but her nails were, like, long, like, freakishly long, like, there was a problem with her nails or something. But every time she had, like, a temper or something, she tried to go after somebody, but my teacher just had to do this the whole time. And I was like, Lord, this kid needs help. Like, this kid needs some love. Instead of just being neglected like that. Because it kind of broke my heart that she was sadly losing it, but I sensed like something inside her was trying to make her attack somebody out of nowhere. And last time she did attack me, but I wasn't scared or anything. I was just trying to be brave enough and trying to like let her understand I'm not scared, because I sensed a demon inside her that was tormenting her for years. And the only way she would be happy was that she would kind of like talk differently, but not normally, not the normal talk, but you know, like the talk, like, I don't know, I'm not gonna say it like in a mean way. If I say it like, it's kind of like, I don't know, I guess baby talk or something. I don't know how to say it, because she was happy, she was smiling, and she liked when I held her hand, and then I hugged her and I said, I love you, and I just felt like that could have helped a little bit, because it seemed like maybe she didn't feel like she was loved because of a lot of things she went through. But I've seen so many disability people or children like in wheelchairs or in hospitals or anything really, and it was hard. It was really hard, and it was sad, but every time I would see them, I would smile and like try to give them love as much as I can, to show them like I love you and talk to them about how God made us and everything. And I would be like, you're so blessed that you have people who love you here, and try to do everything, because there were a lot of people. The only people I know in my heart I'll never forget are those people. Not just them, but other people, which I'll talk about another day. But on August, my grandfather, Clark, he passed away. I never got to say goodbye. I never got to see him one last time. It was just like that. My world was all sad, despair, all this. For a long time, I didn't talk to anybody, especially when I was at the funeral. My cousins were there. My lookalike cousin Jessica was there. I wanted to be with her because I haven't seen her in a long time. And I was standing by her and everything. And then I sat with her to eat, even though I wasn't really hungry because of who we lost. Because he died in August. And he was 90 years old when he died. And it's really sad. I never thought it would happen. I never thought that this is it. You will not see your grandfather until you go to heaven. Which is really hard. Which is extremely hard to understand that because you had so many memories. You would talk to him about school, you would talk to him about friends, you would talk to him about anything, really. Even when he had that problem with his left eye that was blind and his other eye was normal. But it wasn't his fault that one of his eyes was blind. It wasn't his fault for a lot of things. He didn't know he was going to have that stroke just like that. But I still miss him every now and then. I miss a lot of people who I've lost. It's not easy to say, but every time I'm sad sometimes I would listen to Michael Jackson songs or Christian songs or any good things that remind me of people who have tried to show love no matter how hard. Because everybody else understood that I wasn't a person who tried to just give up on memories. So many people wanted me to give up on memories, but I said no. Because every time if you forget about a memory, that means it's all gone inside you. Because I don't want paranoia. Because paranoia is like what sadly some people have. And it's needless to say, it's really sad. Because they can't remember who they are. They can't remember what happened in their lives. They can't remember their, if they had a son or a daughter or anything. And it's just so sad. Because I think paranoia is like when you're really, 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 really depressed, and then when you really lost someone, you just feel like everything is gone, and then next thing you know, you kind of like hit your head, like you fall down the stairs or anything else, and you have a problem. You're losing your memory. You're losing memories of everything that's happened. And how do I know? It's because you start kind of acting crazy. You start trying to remember what you were trying to do. You try to remember a lot of things. I know because I saw one person had that problem and sadly went crazy, and I tried to like calm this person down, and the only way I could calm them down is to read a book to them or to read a Bible verse. And they went quiet, lickety split. And I just felt bad for this girl who had that problem because she lost a lot of things. And she still didn't know who she was, but I still did not want to give up on her. So to this day, I still pray for her, and to this day, I still, try to think to encourage people instead of just, seeing people just say, oh, look, this person has paranoia, or this person, lost their memories and everything. Which is so dumb is that people would say that and they don't care what they say. And it's just not right. But I still said, I'm not giving up. And I'm still not giving up with this girl to this day. Because I know there will be a way for her to, be okay again. The only one who can help her is God. And mostly, so many people have told me, why do you even try? Why do you even try with these disability people or anything else? I've seen so many other people treat people who have disabilities wrong. Totally wrong. And I just don't like it. You shouldn't bully them just because they're different and they have problems and they can't do nothing about it, because that's sadly what happened. But no, they still just want to mock people and go oh look, this person's going to do something so stupid or crazy. And I'm like, stop bullying. Just stop being mean to these people. Because it happened in school. And I tried to stand up for one of the person who was getting bullied. And he was in a wheelchair. He would talk to some people about anything he wanted. The reason why he was in a wheelchair is because his family got in a car accident. And they said he couldn't walk anymore. So he was paralyzed. That means he can't basically walk like us. He has to be in a wheelchair like everybody else we see are. But I saw this Dumbo brain say, why don't you stop talking about anything and stop wanting to know every conversation and everything. But he couldn't help it. He was just curious about every good thing that he had in his mind. And it just infuriated me that he just tried to just make it worse on him. So I stood up in front of everybody at the cafeteria and I said, leave him alone. And this person's like, oh, what are you going to do? You're going to try to tell me, oh, that he's your friend or you care about him? And I'm like, yes, I do. I do care about him. And he was like, oh, look, everybody, Victoria cares about a person in the wheelchair. And I was like, know why I care? You want to know the reason. He's like, okay, I dare you to tell me the reason. And I was like, because I got a heart and I got feelings and I know how people feel. I'm not a person who just does not feel what others think. I care, and I'm not a person who just goes, oh, I'm not going to care about nobody. I'm not going to be the person to just give up on somebody just like that. What? Okay. I'm not listening to you. But, like I'm saying, that's what I said, and this boy was shocked that I said that. And needless to say, he got scared of me, and then he just walked away. And the person with the disability said, well, the person in the wheelchair, I forgot his name, said thank you. And I said, anytime. What I'm trying to say to you guys is that we should not tolerate bullying, or that people don't like that we want to be who we are. Because sadly, in this world, people are like that. And I know that Michael Jackson experienced that when every time the press tried to press charges with him of what they thought he did, which was definitely not anything that he did. He was just trying to show love. Just let him do what God has put in his heart. Just let him do what God has put inside his heart to do for others. Because he did that for everyone. And sadly, to this day, some people still, don't disagree about Michael Jackson. But I don't. I agree that he loved people because I know his two nieces, and they are really nice when you text them, and they like when you try to talk about their uncle, Michael Jackson, about what he did for everybody. He did a lot. And I think the reason why is because he wanted this world to understand what love was. To try to change the world, to make it a better place, instead of just showing bad things inside someone's heart like that. Because I already know he had good intentions and everything. And he still tried, especially when he would talk about God on interviews with Lisa Presley when they were married. And especially when he was on interviews with Oprah on Live. And who else? A lot of people. I would say I'm trying to think. It's not easy to say, but I think some of the interviews he would talk about God and everything, especially I remember he said imitating like I'm Jesus, and I'm not saying I am Jesus. Because nobody else can be like God, but they can kind of be like God, like be nice, show compassionate, a lot of good things, instead of just hateful things and mistreating people. That's what I would show. That's what people want me to show in my heart. And that's what I try to show day by day. Because basically, Michael Jackson inspired me. Of course, God inspired me for that. And a lot of good Christian singers inspired me. Lacey Sturm, about her life, of how it was at first. And these other, I think, Christian singers and everything with that. And even Christian movies. There's a lot of good things that people still try to do to show the light and the love. In history, like historical movies. That might be religion, but they actually teach you things. I don't really go for religion, but I do go for like what they tried to do. To show people that God loves them and they still sacrifice their lives for God. Which is really incredible. But my last thing I'm gonna say is that what Michael Jackson did was to show love and show it to kids because he had a childlike heart, like almost all we do. Because I've realized when you are like a child and you might have had kind of like an experience of your life and you didn't really like it, but you can't really change the fact of what happened, like he said, but you can always try to like show that you love kids and people who need to understand that love and to understand that to help others is very what people need to do, really. And that's what Michael Jackson was trying to do for others. Even sadly to say, some people disagreed of what he was trying to do, and they prevented him to not try to do it. But he didn't stop. He still did what he loved to do. That's why his songs are like here to this day. We can listen to them. We can talk about what they mean. We can talk about what his messages were through them. And we can talk about like how he showed who he was instead of just what I've seen of so many people like just make jokes about it and just make it feel like he was, make him feel like he's ugly and everything, but he wasn't. But you just gotta show love. You just gotta show it. Just like Michael Jackson did and everybody else with that did. Because I'm encouraged to do the same, and I'm encouraged to like show people what I love to do, even when people don't agree with it. But I still go with it. And that's what I will always do to this day, especially everything that I would always do to this day of who I am. Well, I hope you loved what I had to say about my life and about things that I've part of my experiences I've had. And I hope you all please subscribe, and not just that, but give me a comment and tell me if you felt the same way and you felt like you were misplaced or something, just like I was. But then, as you knew who you really are, and you can't hide who you really are, that is how it will come out of you. Well, thank you for letting me share my other story, and hopefully I'll do some more stories about my life that I've basically experienced, and things that teach us about what good things we've learned and what bad things we don't want to try to do again, because people need to learn from people need to learn from their mistakes, and to understand that they have to show who they are, and to show that they want to be who they are, of who God made them to be. Basically, just try to follow your dream of who you are. What do you want to be, and what do you want to accomplish in your life? Because whatever God gives you, that is your task. Because that's what Michael Jackson had and everything. Well, love you guys. And always remember, God made you all special, and He loves you all very much. Bye. Let's go. Michael Jackson out. Peace. Bye. And God bless you all.